Lori, and I'm an occupational therapist and co-founder of Beautiful Life Health and Wellness, and we're here in Austin, Texas. Come take a walk with me. I'm going to share all of my professional secrets, how to make these habits last for years and years to come in a really easy and understandable way. So come and join me. So today we're talking about one of my favorite topics, habits. Making them, keeping them, why it's really hard to start new habits or continue them. The example I'll be using today is exercise. That's one that's very universal. All of my tips and suggestions are going to be universal as well. They can really go with anything from your mind habits, personal habits, body habits, physical habits, mental habits, spiritual habits. They're all going to kind of follow the same thing. The number one area that I see that's usually the biggest mistake is starting off with too much too soon. Many times, especially in the beginning of the new year, everyone makes these habits of exercise. Let's say I'm going to exercise 5 days a week, even just 3 days a week, 6, 7 days a week for an hour every day. I can do this. I have that hour time in my schedule, or 30 minutes or whatever it may be. So we go to the gym, it's packed all of January. And by February, it's kind of done, right? You may have noticed this with yourself, that maybe the habit starts off, this new habit of exercise or eating well or meditation or whatever it may start off pretty good, maybe a day, 2 weeks, maybe max 4, 6 weeks, and then it kind of drops off. Your brain will start telling you, oh, I don't need to do this today, this happened, or X, Y, and Z happened, it's okay, it's just one day, and then before you know it, we're back to square one. So what happened here? Why is this so common? Well, to be honest, we've taken on too much too soon, too quickly, neurologically speaking. So I'm an occupational therapist, and my job is always to look at baselines, whatever the goal may be. So with exercise, for example, if your goal is to make exercise a part of your habit, you have to look at what your baseline is. And what I mean by that is, how many times are you already doing this a week? How many times are you exercising a week, or whatever that goal may be? Or how many minutes, how many reps, all of those things. Let's say, our friends that joined the gym in January, they might be going to work out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week when their baseline technically was 0. So you have to be really, really honest with yourself. This is going to be tip number 1. Be really honest with yourself. Can you be gentle with yourself in that baseline? What has your consistency been? Maybe it's been on and off, then it hasn't been consistent. So if you're starting a habit and you're at 0 times a week, going to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week, that's a 300% increase at 3 days a week, a 500% increase at 5 days a week, and so on. My suggestion to you, and my best tip, is to start slow. And what I mean by that, 1 time a week. That 1 time a week from 0 times a week is a 100% increase. That's already a lot. Now, let's say with exercise, it's gonna be 1 time a week, 10 minutes, excuse me. 1 time a week for 10 minutes. For you, you might be thinking, what, 10 minutes? That's nothing. 90 minutes, your brain might kind of feel like, what, 90 minutes 1 time a week? Maybe I can do that. I want your brain and yourself to feel like this is really, really, really easy. Good. This is how we develop habits. Our brains don't like new things. It likes to revert to what it was doing before. It wants to keep you doing the same things because it feels safe. That goes to our next part. Number 2, what is your why? Why is this habit important to you? Is this something that you only want to do for a few weeks, or let's say 90 days? Or is it something that you want to do for your lifespan? Naturally, let's say, well, going back to our exercise example, 1 time a week, for a whole year. Can you do that? That's 52 workouts that you didn't do last year, and 52 workouts that you've done this year. I did the same thing with myself. I started off with about 10 to 15 minutes of yoga 1 time a week, and naturally you'll want to do more here and there, but always having that baseline at a minimum. I'm showing up 1 time a week. My last tip will be 2 parts, support and accountability. Support goes a long, long way, and so does accountability. Now, accountability many times is enough on its own. A lot of us go to jobs that we don't really like, but we have a boss, someone that's keeping us accountable to show up so we get that paycheck at the end of the week. So motivation, it kind of goes like this, right? Many times when we're starting the habit, it's really, really high. You feel really good and really motivated. But like we said, our brains will want to revert, and motivation, it wavers. Support and accountability will not. Lean on your family and friends if you can, but if you really, really are serious about making these things a habit, hire a professional like me that's going to keep you accountable to show up, kind of like when you were in school, did you do your homework, and give you phenomenal support no matter what, and world-class programming, something that is just right for you. So let me know how it goes, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Take care.